We had an in-state rivalry in the Elite Eight, and that is where we start tonight with Duke and NC State. Tobacco Road rivalry in the heart of Texas, a rematch of the ACC tournament quarterfinals with a trip to the Final Four hanging in the balance. You pick up the action here in the second half. Duke in control with the 6-point lead, but the Wolfpack starting to fight back. Some great team ball here. Ends up in the hands of Mohamed Diarra, and he throws it down, and it's back to a 4-point game. A few minutes later, State now in front by 1. Kyle Filipowski going to work in the lane. Flip, throwing up a tough shot over Diarra. But look at this, gets the lucky roll and the foul. Got to flex on him a little bit after that when the Blue Devils regain the lead. They are now up 2. That lead, it wouldn't last much longer though, just over 7 to play. NC State gets the break going. Michael O'Connell from the wing. Bang, a big-time 3 as the Wolfpack go up 9 down the stretch, and they are starting to feel good about this one. Under 2 to play now. State looking for the dagger up 10. O'Connell to DJ Burns, and look at the big fella do his thing. Go, DJ. That's my DJ. The Rock Hill native getting 3 the hard way and putting a bow on the upset. Burns with a 29-piece nugget, and his pops is loving it there in the crowd. And it's time to get the party started up in Raleigh. NC State continuing its Cinderella run through March and advancing to the Final Four for the first time in 41 years after taking down Duke 76-64.
Honestly, I didn't even at first think I was coming here. So for this, it's just an absolute blessing, and I think that man needs a lot more respect still.
That's the beauty of basketball. You know, you can build these connections, build these memories, and I just say personally, I'm just glad to be doing this for my last little year of college basketball.
There's just plays consistently being made by everyone that, you know, it might not be covered or might not be in the stat sheet or might not be all over, you know, social media, but everyone's been making huge plays down this run.
And everyone said we want to win the ACC. Check. What's your other goal is obviously, you know, go on and compete for a national championship. And we're still alive for that opportunity. Means a lot. You know, I think, you know, our school deserves it. You know, our players have really worked hard.
All right, Tennessee and Purdue in the early game. Volunteers with a 5-point lead in the first half. SEC Player of the Year, Dalton Knecht, connecting all the dots as he hits back-to-back threes. He had 18 first half points. Tennessee up 11. All right, later in the first, Zach Edey here on the pick and roll. Sets, slams it home. And then this one too. This one just nice and easy off the glass. Edey with 19 first half points. Purdue led by 2 at the break. Second half, Dalton Knecht, man, he has got to be my favorite player to watch in this tournament. Absolutely electric. He gets the steal there. He finished with 37 points, but that man Edey was gonna eat. Braden Smith drives here and feeds it to Zach Edey for another salami sandwich. Edey, a career-high 40 points and 16 rebounds. This one close down the stretch, but Purdue starts to pull away here with a Lance Jones 3. And Purdue is heading to the Final Four for the first time since 1980. They win it 72-66 over Tennessee.
So some great games today. The Final Four officially set. We got Purdue, we got UConn, we got Alabama, NC State. Kevin Keatts was about to get fired. Everybody was calling for this man's job just a few weeks ago. Comes in, they win 5 in a row in the ACC tournament. And they were down at the half against Louisville. Louisville, folks. They come out, they win the ACC tournament, and now they're just taking down all these great teams. But it's the 2 DJs, DJ Horn, DJ Burns, even Michael O'Connell hitting some big threes. A very complete team, and this could be their year. I mean, obviously we never really saw this coming. We thought it was going to be UNC or Duke making it here, but NC State, a great story. It's just good to see them keep this going.
You know, two things about this NC State team. One is that they're not just pulling these games out. They are decisively
dogging these teams, yeah.
They are decisively winning these games. And then you see them in the post-game pressers, and they are calm, cool, and collected. I mean, you know, it's one thing to say, like, every team has their thing, like, we don't think we're the Cinderella, we always believe this, yada, 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 that we call it coach speak, we call it team speak, right? No, these guys are level-headed and steady. That's been impressive. But also the fact that they are on this run that just seems like it's fueled off swagger. They think they can compete with anything.
Absolutely.
The thing that I hate about this is that I should be convinced, and I'm still not, because I know that the team that UConn is, and I know the team that Purdue is, and that still makes me nervous, even though I see what NC State's doing.
They got 2 of the biggest guys. I mean, you have Zach Edey, you got Donovan Clingan, 2 guys that we know are tough to guard. Now, you do have a guy in DJ Burns, not as tall, but still stocky, so I think he can hang around with those guys down low. But you have to think about some of these other teams, too. Alabama can shoot the lights out. They can score at will. Obviously, a good inside-out game with what UConn is able to do. So it's going to be a really great weekend of hoops, but NC State, I mean, just on this fueled run, you got to feel good about this team just keeping that momentum going. Because normally when we see a team make this kind of run, it's pretty hard to stop them this time.
The other thing, too, I saw a stat today that NC State turns the ball over at like a 13% rate, which is like 10th best in Division I basketball, which on top of scoring, I think that's super impressive here in March.